Second quarter about to get underway as Alab Pilipinas has an 8-point advantage over Hong Kong Eastern. Mikey, definitely a different Alab team that we've seen here than from their last outing. Tulad ng binanggit natin kanina, if you want to win against Alab, your best chance to do it is to make it an ugly game. Was not the case. That looked like the fun, up and down, high-paced, very confident Alab squad we've seen before.
And this is what we're used to seeing from Alab Pilipinas. This is what they're capable of doing, especially playing in front of their home crowd, just playing with each other. And after an eventful, to say the least, an eventful first quarter, an 8-point lead here for Alab Pilipinas. But still, Hong Kong will have to play without Sam De Guara down low, as Sam De Guara already has 3 fouls in that first quarter. But they will have to maintain and sustain this energy until their big guy can come back in.
Lee Key, first three, first goal for Hong Kong Eastern as Key gets on the board.
And that's his calling card, talking about Lee Key. The same calling card of Pau Pau Havilona, but Pau Pau misses his try for that 3.
A quick trigger for Havilona there. Here comes Bassett. The 3 looks like it's going to count. There's a foul away from the action.
What a shot, though, there for Bassett.
So it's back-to-back triples here to start the quarter for Hong Kong Eastern, and just like that, it's a 2-point game.
And they will get the ball back. A chance here for Hong Kong to tie this ball game up or get the lead with a big 3-pointer.
Tang Hee Chang off the bench. They get it to Bassett. The try for 3 won't go. Wu Chuk Pan will tap that one out.
You see the aggressiveness of Bassett to start the second quarter, already taking 2 shots in the first minute, as he knows he will have to step up, especially on the offensive side.
Orbistondo, well, someone's hit. And it looks like that's Tang Chi Hang. Oh no, that's Ricky Yang, who's on the floor, clutching his face. Well, there wasn't a foul called. They whistled to stop the action because they had a player down on the ground. So it seems like action will resume. No one's going to be charged for anything. There's a kickball that halted the action. Ricky Yang seems like he's okay.
Ricky Yang claiming that he was elbowed in the face, but he's okay. He's up.
Josh for 3. Orbistondo gets his first triple and the fireball. Back to his old ways.
There's just something about Josh Orbistondo catching fire early every time he plays here on home soil. Josh Orbistondo taking his second shot, making his first shot here in Santa Rosa.
Havilona heads back to the bench as Albano, the starter, re-enters.
Let's not forget, just 2 games ago, Josh Orbistondo with 6 3-point baskets en route to a 19-point game.
And Bogman stopping that pass underneath as the roller was wide open. Gives us a chance to go to Denise inside. Denise, go ahead.
Nico and Mikey, the Hong Kong Eastern basketball team, is determined to continue their 4-game winning streak. Head coach Edu Torres is decided to capitalize on the usual Hong Kong Eastern run-and-gun system, especially without Samuel De Guara on the court. Their mentality tonight is to be smarter and more vocal on defense, more amount of energy, what with Alab's home court advantage, and continue to be more aggressive. Handing it back to you, gentlemen.
Well, thanks a lot. And, you know, that's a product so much of necessity and adjustment as opposed to maybe a personal choice for Edu Torres, as De Guara is going to be on that bench for a minute. Bassett, the floater won't go. Domingo with the pull down.
Sorry, missed there for Bassett on that floater. Maybe one of the easiest shots that he's gonna take.
Rosser for three. And Alab Pilipinas has 2 triples in this quarter as well. And that's a welcome sight if you're Jimmy Alapag, because they were high and dry from 3, Mikey, in their last outing.
That 3-pointer by Josh Urbistondo was not a surprise, but Brandon Rosser, known as a workhorse down low with a 3-pointer of his own.
Oh, panic move there by Pan as Rosser, the late defender, able to get to him. But it turns out to be a blessing as O'Darian Bassett now trying to find his stroke. He gets another 3 to go.
Bassett will not stop shooting and will try his very, very best to keep Hong Kong at bay here.
Rosser underneath, he will lose it. Ball still loose. It will stay with Alab Pilipinas as Chan Shu Wing was not able to get to it.
And the big guy PJ Ramos re-entering the ball game here as we look at this 3-pointer by Brandon Rosser. Again, not known as a 3-point shooter, but if he can consistently hit that and play defense like this, he will be an extra weapon for Coach Jimmy Alapag.
Rosser, again, opposite end. This time it's back rimmed.
Make one stop of defense.
Elliott, Hang. Hang will uncork, off to the right. Here's Domingo. They go to PJ. PJ for 3. Wing was right there, right in front, right in the mug of PJ Ramos. Had his hand up and everything. But Mikey, if your hand can only go up to the man's chin, there's nothing else you can do.
And with no Sam Deguara on the floor, Coach Jimmy Alapag would love to see PJ Ramos down low. But he will take those 3 points coming from the big guy. As we see Marcus Elliott trying to put this team on his shoulders like what he's used to. His 3rd year here with Hong Kong. But we see this 3-pointer by PJ Ramos. Not at all bothered by the hand of the much smaller point guard of Hong Kong.
Tiong Son will re-enter the game in place of Domingo. So it's Rosser, Ramos, Urbistondo, Tiong Son, and Alvano. That's a 5 for Alab Pilipinas. Hong Kong will go with Woo Chuk Pan, Lee Ki. Chan Shu Wing will stay here for Eastern, as well as Marcus Elliott and Tang Chi Hang.
And Nico, watching right now is former Alab point guard Paolo Hubalde enjoying the action. Of course, on SNA.
You better say good things about Paolo Hubalde, Mikey. Or when we go up north, we're going to see less touches. Oh, what a slam! Brandon Rosser slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, as he goes high, softly, and throws it down oh so ferociously. Well, the movie was nice, so I say we roll a rerun of it. Ramos with the dish, him as a roller from that 15-foot line. It's such a dangerous tactic, Mikey, because he's about a drop step away from dunking it in your face, or he's one of those little no-look dump passes away from getting it to someone like Rosser, who, oh, by the way, can also just dunk it in your face.
Like what we were saying, an extra facilitator for Coach Jimmy Alapag and PJ Ramos. But Brandon Rosser with a big 3-pointer. Intensity on the defensive end, and that dunk that woke up the crowd here in Santa Rosa.
Important time here for Hong Kong as Lee Ki can't get his 2nd triple of the game. Tiong Son, dangerous pass, but Urbistondo catches up to it. Here's Albano to fireball. One more, in and out.
Would have been a big shot there for Josh Urbistondo to extend this lead to 13 points. But you see, this space right here is what Alab Pilipinas is used to.
Elliott, little jab, step, jumper, as sweet as it gets. That man's stroke is near perfect. Here's PJ, met with a triple team up top. PJ just swatting them away like flies. Get out of here. Let me through.
The patience of PJ Ramos getting rid of the basketball and cutting hard, getting it back and finishing is PJ Ramos, just taking control of the paint here in Santa Rosa.
Wing to Elliott. Tiongson back on him, and that's going to be a hand check foul on Kalen Tiongson.
And we see Hong Kong coming up with mini runs, but Team Alab Pilipinas just finding ways as we see Brandon Rosser returning the favor to a streaking PJ Ramos and adding some jelly to that lay-in.
Well, he's going green as Banner's turning into the Hulk. The Hulkbuster has 3 fouls, sitting there looking up at the man going, it's going to be a while before I can get a chance to stop him. And by then, it may be too late. Elliott and company need to get buckets, and in a bad way. Albano on the run, leaves it for Ray, and Parks with a walk in the park. Easy layup, filling the lane, a perfect fast break for Alab.
And the unselfishness of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas showing here in the second quarter. A number of assists leading to easy baskets. A team that only had a couple of assists in their loss against Malaysia. As we said, PJ Ramos leading that game with 5 assists. As we look at this, the flashy point guard Ethan Albano finding back-to-back local MVP Ray Parks Jr. for that easy lay-in.
And you know, as Denise was reporting, Edu Torres said they want to go run and gun. They want to make this a fast game because they're going to have to deal with a height disadvantage. But Alab looks like they're well ready and comfortable to get into a foot race with Hong Kong Eastern. It's a 12-point lead with 4:18 left here in the second period. We'll take this break, come back with more. 37-25 as the hug cam is on here in Santa Rosa. Hug lang. This is the reason why, Mikey, you've repeatedly asked to do the game from the stands. You select the seatmate, and the hug cam gets flashed onto you. But as HR has reminded you before, Mr. Reyes, that is a slippery slope.
That's not a problem we would want here visiting Santa Rosa. And Hong Kong having a lot more problems here in Santa Rosa, looking up at a 12-point lead here led by PJ Ramos and Brandon Rosser here in the past couple of minutes.
Without the timeout, that's going to be a shot clock violation as Alab a little too selfless on that trip.
And Bassett and Marcos Elliott tasked to play offense against 2 of the toughest defenders in the league in Kalen Tiongson and Ray Parks.
Bassett in and out behind the back. Marcus Elliott catches up to it. Elliott with 4, with 3, with 2. Attacks PJ Ramos, gets slapped across the head. And PJ picks him up a little too strongly. And that's the number, maybe, I'm not sure it's the #1 lesson they teach you, Mike. It's probably number 43. But that's the reason why you only get assisted by your teammates when you're trying to get up. Because one day, it's going to be a 7'2", 300-pounder. It's going to pick you up and your shoulder's going to come off.
And Marcus Elliott is not a small guy. He's 6'3", I believe. 6'3", 187. But in that instance, he looked like a toy being picked up by PJ Ramos off the floor. But Marcus Elliott with that hard drive to fish for that foul and 2 free throws.
Looked like a rag doll getting thrown around. Leaky will sit down. Ricky Yang seems to be fully recovered. Back on the floor for Hong Kong Eastern. Oh, look at that. Poor guy. Albano in a trap. Chongson downstairs. Ramos won't bother with the dribble, but he'll get a bruise and a deuce. A three-point play opportunity for PJ Ramos.
And this is what we were saying at the top of this coverage. The three-point basket is very important for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas because today they've been hitting that three-pointer. That makes the Hong Kong team come out on them. And that flashing PJ Ramos is wide open down low. And PJ Ramos with that end one opportunity, unfortunately not making the free throw there.
16 points already in the evening for PJ. He's due for a big evening as this one, if this one keeps going the way it's gone so far. Yang with a fake. Rosser right there with him. Ricky forced to throw it up, and that's a heady tap there by Hang. Bassett. Bassett the pull-up. Bassett going right. Will miss that one, and Albano will come down with it and roll downhill for Alab Pilipinas. Hyungson to Albano. The slow pass eventually ends up with him. He back rims a three. It's with Marcus Elliott. Now Ricky Yang with a big guy stalking. Or Darian Bassett for three won't go. Albano to PJ. They come out to him. Kalen. Ramos. Baseball pass across. Ray for three. It's a swish.
Again, another assist there for PJ Ramos. I don't know why Hong Kong keeps doubling PJ Ramos from all the way out there. But PJ Ramos finding the open guy as Ray Parks Jr. hitting another three-pointer from the corner.
Elliott contested three, no go. Ethan to Tiongson all day. Kalen can't get that one to drop. Bassett stops on a dime. Hang was open for three, thought about it, hesitated. Marcus Elliott in the face of PJ Ramos. And a series of misses here for Hong Kong Eastern. They're down 16.
And Hong Kong really has no choice but to take jumpers from the outside as PJ Ramos tried to show them how it's done. But PJ missing another three-pointer from top of the key.
Bassett calls for help. Hang on the roll. PJ right there, flipped it up before Ramos got to him. Ball is still live. Wing open for three, gets it to go.
And finally a made jumper there for Hong Kong as Wing hits it from the wing, from the right wing as Ronaldo Balkman set to check back in here with a minute left in the second quarter.
And the pace has been going up and down so fast without a dead ball. Hasn't given Balkman a chance to check in here as Ray sailed that one off to the right. Here's Elliott going left and one. Went to the offhand, took the contact from Ray Parks, and he'll get a bonus free throw for his trouble.
Marcus Elliott in his bag for that move against Ray Parks Jr. Showed them the hezzy, the bump. Uses his offhand to ward off Ray Parks and uses his weak hand to make that basket end one for Marcus Elliott. Finally, Marcus Elliott hitting from the field after a number of missed attempts, but Marcus Elliott will not stop being aggressive for Hong Kong.
Timeout on the floor. We got a 10-point game and under a minute to play in the first half. We'll be back with more. Inch closer to halftime.
And right now, I just want to bring up Kalen Chong-son, the new addition to this Alab Pilipinas team. A welcome addition, an extra defender for Team Alab Pilipinas. He has really given Marcus Elliott problems on the offensive end, really using his length and his quick feet to stay in front of Marcus Elliott, making it tough for him to see the basket.
Ronaldo Balkman back on the floor. Ray Parks eventually gets it across. Balkman, the lob. Domingo with the finish. And Edu Torres can't carry this timeout over, so he'll whistle for it with 37.6 left in the half. It's a 12-point game, and Ronaldo Bogman looked straight at his former teammate Chris Ross, who's front row for this one. Right after that assist, Lodo catches and finishes off the bank.
And you also have to commend that guy on the right side of your screen. A couple of seconds ago, Jimmy Alapag preparing this San Miguel Alab Pilipinas just in case Hong Kong comes down on a zone defense. And Alab Pilipinas finding the gaps, looking for those open gimmies down low. As they now build up a 12-point lead here with 38 seconds left in the second quarter.
Elliott and Bassett going to have to create something here, something to take with them into the dugouts and into the second half. They get Key an open look. Lee Key will miss. And Bogman will have a shot clock's worth.
And Hong Kong back to a man-to-man defense.
Well, that one slipped out of PJ Ramos' hands, the entry from Albano. There's 9.8 left. It stays with Alab. Ray to trigger in. Look for Ramos off the spin here. PJ to Bogman for three. Can't get that one to drop. Bassett has enough time. O'Darian will dribble this one off his own leg. Out of bounds, and that'll be it for the first half. As Alab Pilipinas taking advantage of the 3 early fouls on Sam Deguara. Able to contain and survive the few spurts that are few and far between from O'Darian Bassett and Marcus Elliott, and a team effort built on Ramos and Parks leading the charge gives them a 44-32 advantage as we head into the half.